Have you ever found yourself jolted awake in the middle of a rushed morning, looking into the mirror and asking, what am I really living for? Maybe we're walking through life on autopilot, where everything repeats like a machine stuck on loop. Wake up, work, get tired, sleep, then do it all over again. But somewhere deep inside, there's something you once carried, a small, steady flame that made your heart race, that lit up your eyes in the middle of the night. That was passion. Not everyone finds it early, but everyone has something that makes them feel truly alive. Do you remember the last time you actually lived? Not just survived, not just endured, but lived, burned brightly, and felt every breath like a symphony of purpose, motivation. Forward. Today isn't just here to tell you to be strong. We're here to help you reignite the fire you may have forgotten. Because we weren't born to repeat. We were born to leave a mark. And once passion is lit, it can guide you through the darkest nights and the roughest roads. But that flame can also be snuffed out, not by storms, not by chaos, but by something much quieter, something that seems harmless. Logic. Logic is a double-edged sword. It helps us analyze, compare, weigh the risks. It teaches us to choose the safe path, the one with fewer losses, fewer wounds. But in chasing safety, how many times have we unknowingly let go of the very thing that gave our life meaning? Do you still remember why you started? Why you used to work late into the night with no complaints? Why you used to smile even when your pockets were empty? Because you were living for a dream. And then slowly we let questions creep in. Does anyone even care about what I'm doing? What if I fail? Is this really worth sacrificing everything for? That's when logic begins to whisper. And if you're not careful, it will slowly squeeze the life out of your heart. Don't get me wrong. Logic isn't bad. But it can't replace the compass of your soul. It should be your co-pilot, not your captain. Because some things in life don't need to make sense. They just need to feel right. You don't need a reason to love someone deeply. You don't need to explain why standing on stage feels like home. And you don't need anyone's permission to chase the thing that sets your soul on fire. Sometimes all you need is a single moment of silence to hear your heart beating again. It's still there. You know it is. And it's whispering, don't forget me. I'm the reason you started. So trust this. If logic is the wings that help you fly, then passion is the wind beneath those wings. And if you want to go far, you need both. We've talked about passion and logic, two forces that exist within every one of us. But they mean nothing if you don't put them into action. And action always comes with risk. No invention was ever born from safety. No big idea ever became reality inside the comfort zone. And no one has ever reached greatness without first tasting failure. Look at the people who changed the world. They weren't always the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They were the ones who dared to begin, dared to try, dared to fail, and above all, they dared to keep going when everything fell apart. Jeff Bezos, the man who built one of the greatest empires on earth, Amazon, he lost billions in failed ventures. But he never lost the one thing that mattered most, his belief in experimenting. Because he understood this. If you already know it's going to work, then it's not an experiment anymore. And you know what? That truth doesn't just apply to billion-dollar businesses, right? It applies to every dream you carry in your heart. Every time you dare to bring a new idea into the world, you take one step closer to a breakthrough. Every time you do something you've never done before, you shatter old limits, and every time you fail, you gain a new chance to learn, to pivot, to evolve. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be brave enough not to quit. The world isn't short on talent. It's short on those who are relentless. Those who fall, stand up, brush off the dust, and keep walking, even when they bleed, even when it hurts. Motivation. Forward. Today is here to tell you this. No risk, no magic. And the most magical moment of all isn't when you reach the finish line. It's when you look back and realize you once had the courage to walk, to fall, to live fully and unapologetically. After every brave experiment, there's always a very real possibility. You might fail. Not just once. Maybe 5 times, 10 times, or even more. And in those moments, logic starts questioning everything. Passion begins to fade, and you stand at a crossroads between self-doubt, fear, and the urge to quit. But pause for a moment and ask yourself, is failure really as terrifying as we think? Number. What's truly scary isn't falling. It's learning nothing from the fall. Failure doesn't destroy us. It sharpens us. Every painful moment wakes you up. Every scar is a certificate of life, not given by any school, not taught in any classroom. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, didn't walk through a garden of roses. They fought quiet battles within, against fear, against pain, against the countless days they wanted to quit, but instead chose to wipe their tears and keep going. And every time they stood back up, they moved closer to the best version of themselves. So look back at your own failures. Don't be ashamed. Don't hide them. They are the proof that you dared to live, dared to act, dared to dream. Failure is a teacher, strict but honest. It doesn't flatter you. It doesn't protect you from pain, but it gives you truth and the strength to grow from it. Sometimes your most honest moments in life aren't the ones when you succeed, but when you're broken, stripped of ego and image, and left with just one question: do I keep going? If your answer is yes, then congratulations. You're on the right path. Because real success isn't measured by how many times you've won, but by how many times you got back up after losing. And always remember, failure is not the end. It's just a rest stop, a chance to learn how to go farther, stronger, and wiser. We're taught that we should find balance between work and life. Sounds right, doesn't it? But in reality, life doesn't run on a perfect 50-50 formula. You can't place happiness on a scale and divide it evenly into 8 hours of work, 8 hours of rest, 8 hours of love. Because happiness doesn't come from equal portions. It comes from harmony, where every single moment you live carries meaning. Some people work 14 hours a day and feel full of life. Others work just 6 and already feel burned out. The difference isn't the hours. It's the meaning behind the work. Working hard isn't wrong, but working so hard you forget who you are, that's a tragedy. So ask yourself, are you working for something that truly makes you feel alive, or are you simply performing a role, trying to look good in the eyes of society? Don't confuse being busy with being fulfilled. Busy can drain you, but devotion, the right kind, can make you shine. Choose a path where you don't have to split yourself in half, but instead bring together everything you love. Work shouldn't be the place where you lose yourself. It should be where you express yourself, your values, your passion, your emotions, your truth. Harmony doesn't mean working less or resting more. It means feeling aligned, whether you're in motion or in stillness. It's knowing that every second you live is a part of something bigger, a mission, a purpose that resonates deep within. You know what? You're not here to live for work. You work so you can live more fully. So take a moment each day, breathe deeply, and ask yourself one simple question. Is what I'm doing today really leading me toward the life I dream of? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is not yet, you have the power to grab the wheel and redirect the course of your life. On the journey to reach great heights, there's one thing we tend to lose more easily than anything else: the beginner's mindset. We all start with curiosity, with wide eyes and childlike wonder. We ask questions that seem simple but powerful. Why is it like this? What if I try something different? Can I make this better? But as we grow more skilled, more successful, more experienced, curiosity quietly gives way to routine, to ego, to the dangerous thought, I already know enough. And that's when growth slows, silently but surely. The beginner's mindset is the antidote to complacency. It reminds us every day is a chance to learn again, to try again, to get better. No matter who you are, a seasoned expert, a leader, a pioneer, never stop learning. The world evolves every single day, and only those who keep the wonder of a child will truly lead the future. But learning alone isn't enough, because knowing has never been power. Doing is power. And turning what you know into what you do takes something more valuable than intelligence. Quiet perseverance. No spotlight, no applause, just small, steady steps, day after day, hour by hour. Like water, wearing away stone, slow but never stopping. Success doesn't belong to the fastest. It belongs to those who stay on the track, those who are patient with the process, patient with themselves, and who understand. Everyone has ideas, but only the ones who don't give up turn them into reality. Motivation board. Today reminds you, if you haven't seen results yet, don't be discouraged. The seed is quietly growing beneath the surface. So keep going with the eyes of a beginner and the heart of someone who never gives up. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine you're 80 years old, sitting in a quiet room, looking out the window. You look back at your life, not with the eyes you have today, but with the wisdom of someone who's lived it all. And you'll ask yourself, how did I live? You'll remember the moments you burned with purpose, the bold decisions, the times you said, I choose a different path. And maybe you'll also feel a pang of regret for the chances you didn't take, the dreams you delayed, the life you postponed, waiting for things to be perfect. Long-term thinking isn't about controlling the future. It's about the wisdom to live today as if you already understood the true value of time. It's realizing the choices you make today will either be a gift or a burden to your future self. Don't wait until you're 80 to realize you played it too safe. Don't wait until youth has passed to mourn the dreams you never pursued. Live today in a way that leaves no room for regret, because that is the highest form of wisdom. What are you waiting for? Perfection? Certainty? A sign from the universe? Number. What you need is simply to begin. Begin, even if you're not ready. Begin, even if you're scared. Begin, so the journey itself can shape you into a version of yourself you'll one day be proud to meet. Because in the end, life doesn't reward the smartest. Life rewards the most persistent. And that person could be you. Live today. so that tomorrow when you look back, you'll smile. If something in this message touched your heart, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any part of this journey we're walking together. Motivation. Forward Today isn't just a YouTube channel. It's a space where people who are finding themselves grow together day by day. Drop a comment and share your thoughts. We read every word you write, and we deeply value every honest connection.